Hey everybody, BDM here with version 2, part 2, whichever you want to term it as, of my original video from 3 years ago, my New York City Transit Authority O-Scale Subway Collection. Well, the collection includes this very first train, of which I just have one set of, and I intend on buying a second set, and that's the Lionel Metro-North Commuter Railroad. For those of you who are not familiar with it, it's a commuter railroad service owned by the Metropolitan Transit Authority of New York City, and it services Westchester. It services what they call Metro North. It goes up until the Hudson River, and it comes back into Penn Station, Grand Central Station, I believe. And so it's a commuter railroad for the suburbs of New York City. In any event, I foolishly didn't buy the Long Island Railroad version of this set, which came with 4 cars as opposed to 3 that this comes with. And I didn't buy it in 2007 or 8 when it was introduced because I viewed it improperly as a toy because it had manually opening and closing doors, and I just didn't buy it, and that was foolish of me. Now the thieves, which is what they are on eBay, they're asking a king's ransom for that set, and I refuse to pay it, so I guess I'll be without it until I can find one at a reasonable price. But this is the Metro-North set, and the only thing that I need to do with this is upgrade the interior lighting to the LED cool white so that it looks like the prototypical fluorescent lighting, as well as the headlights and the marker lights, and put marker lights on the trailing car. I have 2 add-on sets for this, so I have a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. One thing I find baffling is you notice the driver's seat is on the right side of the cab, where it should be on the left side of the cab. So that was perhaps an oversight by Lionel. Who's advising them? I don't know. I wonder who's advising MTH as well. But nonetheless, that was an oversight, but that's no big deal. Next to it is the QJ train, which is the R30 from Lionel. Lionel produced the R-27. That was their first set. Then this set, the R30, and then the last set that they produced of the New York City Transit Authority subway system sets would be the R16, the EE train. These sets are spectacular, and that's not an understatement. The only thing that I need to do with this set is upgrade the lighting, the interior lighting, so that it's prototypical fluorescent and not incandescent, which is what's in there now. Otherwise, it has LED marker lights, headlights, opening and closing doors remotely. And it was, I'm so sorry that Lionel's not producing this set anymore. It is the best set, the most detailed set that I own. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Next to it, and by the way, this video, I'm just showing you all the trains that I've recently acquired, not everything that I own. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't feel like unboxing everything. But nonetheless, this is the R1. Since the last video that I recorded, the first one, regarding my collection or fleet, as it were, I've acquired, well, with the exception of the QJ train, the R30, that was in the first video. But since then, I've acquired the M7 Metro-North. I've also acquired the R1. And I remember riding the last version of this train, which was the R9, as a kid in New York City. And so I was happy to get this set, the R1. And next to it, and this set is the premier line, so it's detailed. You see the motorman in the cab there on your left. There are people inside, people sitting and standing. Same thing for this train, the R40 slant nose, the F train. This is perhaps my favorite after the Lionel R30. This is my favorite B division, and these are all B division. B division would be, with the exception of the M7 Metro-North, beginning with the Lionel, the red train here, the Lionel R30, the QJ. These are B division in the New York City subway system. B would be also BMT or IND trains, Brooklyn Manhattan Transit, I think it was called, that company, BMT, and the IND for Independent Transit Company. The IND and the BMT are B division. They are longer cars. The prototypes are longer, they're wider, they might be taller, and therefore the tunnels are wider so that they can make those curves without scraping walls, etc. So in any event, this R40, this isn't the powered car or the locomotive. As you notice, there isn't a motorman in the booth there, but you can see someone, I think, standing in the background there. I only have 4 cars of this set. I only have 4 of the R1. I have 6 of the R30, and I've got 7, I think, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 7 cars of the M7 Metro-North, and I want to buy another set. But these 2 sets, I only have 4 cars. And again, going back to eBay, the prices that some of these people want are ridiculous, so I'm not paying it. So I guess I'll be stuck with 4 cars until I find someone that's offering the 2-car add-on at a reasonable price, and they're not trying to price gouge. But the R40 is, it is maybe the most spectacular, should I use that word, in terms of detail that MTH has offered in the Premier line. This is also the Premier line. Wherever they have people or whenever they have figures in their trains, and the trains are very detailed with seating and that sort of thing, people standing, sitting, that's the Premier line. And right now the Premier line only offers B division sets, so IND and BMT. But in any event, this R40, the ceiling fans are exactly as I remember them. They're prototypical. When I saw that, they have the what are they called? The strap hangers, I guess, that come down from the ceiling that you can hold on to. They have that. The ceiling fans. Any of you who have the R40, turn it upside down and look inside and look at the ceiling fan covering. It's... Oh man, I applaud MTH for that. Bravo, MTH. So this is perhaps my favorite after the R30. And the reason why that's my favorite is because it has opening and closing doors. This is something any of us who love subways dreamed of. So we dreamed of that. So Lionel fulfilled that dream. But yeah, MTH did a tremendous job with the R40 in terms of detail. And again, that's their Premier line. Next, and I just acquired this, I don't think it's been a month, the CC train, the R32. So that's the 8th Avenue local. By the way, the A train here is an 8th Avenue Express. But this too is B division, and it's also of the Premier line. You see the motorman there. This has figures standing and sitting. It's not nearly as detailed as its brethren right next to it, the R40. But it's nice. It really is nice, and I'm glad to have it. The only B division I'm hesitant to get, because I don't want to go beyond the R1. I don't want to go earlier than the R1. So I'm not too interested in the BMT standards, because I'm not modeling past R1. So earlier rather than R1. So that's as far back as I'll go. The other train that I'm considering, because a friend of mine has an add-on set he wants to sell, and that would be the R34, I believe, which is similar to the R11, but it's the upgraded version with the blue doors like the R32, and that's the R34. I don't have that, and that would be the only and last B division premier line from MTH that I would buy. And then since that first video, I've acquired 6 cars of this train here, which I remember riding on the number 1 train, Broadway Local. And this is the R12. And I've had all 6 cars upgraded with LED lighting, headlights, marker lights, interior lights, and now the interior lights are like fluorescent. And then I also bought this R-26 Greenbird. And speaking of lighting, I will not change the lighting at all on the R1 because the lighting that's in it for the interior is incandescent, and that would be prototypical because I remember riding these trains. They had actual light bulbs in the cars, and their light bulbs were as such that if you stole one and took it home, it would not work in your socket at home. But they had light bulbs in these cars, so the incandescent lighting that these sets come with is accurate, so I'm going to leave that alone. But everything else I'm upgrading. And in terms of what's not here, if you refer to the first video, which is my New York City Transit Authority O-Scale collection, what's not here from the A division IRT, the Rail King line, is the R17 silver with the blue stripe. That's in the first video. The R17 maroon, the blue with the silver, or the silver rather with the blue stripe. I only have 4 cars of. I foolishly didn't buy the add-on set from the guy that sold it to me, and now I regret that. Nonetheless, the R17 maroon I have 6 cars of, and that's not here in this video because you've seen that already. I just got the R26 Greenbird and the R36 World's Fair. That's in the first video as well as the R62, of which I have 8 cars. The World's Fair I have 5 cars, and I have 2 sets of the R142A, and I have add-on sets for both. So I think that train came with 4 cars, so 5, 6. Yeah, I think I've got 6 for each set. I also desire the Redbird. I don't know which revenue number that is. I also desire the burgundy with the silver roof. And I desire 4 more sets of the R62. They only come in the number 4 train, Woodlawn. And I have someone that can change the route signs, front and rear and sides. And I want to change them to the number 1 train, number 2 train, number 3 train, number 7 train. Because currently, July 1st, 2017 is when I'm doing this video. Currently, as I speak, those are the trains or the routes that the R62 is still on in the New York City subway system. So the number 1 train, 2, 3, and the number 7 train to Flushing. And then I want to get whatever the work train is, I want to get that as well. So that's what's not here. But everything else, this is what I've added to the collection since the first video. If I ever become a millionaire and buy a palace or a mansion big enough, or a space, move into a space big enough to build a proper New York City subway system layout, I will never run B division with A division. So if I'm running any of these 4 here on the left, the R30, the A train, the R1, the F train, the R40, and the CC train, the R32, if I'm ever running these particular sets, I will only run them together, not with IRT sets, not with with A division. And the same thing applies to A division. If I'm running anything from the A division, IRT, I would not run anything from the B division, BMT, IND. I would not run any of those sets with the A division sets. I am not a rivet counter, but I like to be as prototypical as I possibly can. And that's going to include changing all of these couplers to the short couplers to bring the cars closer together, because the gap between the cars are so unprototypical. If this were real life, people would be jumping, leaping from car to car. If they're going from car to car, they'd have to leap over the gap. So I definitely want to change all of the couplers to the short couplers. But that's it. I just wanted to bring you all up to speed. And this number 6 train here, I'm going to upgrade everything that I have to LED lights and the cool white interior lights, so that I have fluorescent lights like I did with the number 7 train. That video is on my channel, the R12, as well as the R40 slant nose. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. And again, I just went over off my list there what's not here that I have that I didn't feel like unboxing. So you can see those sets in the first video, my NYCTA O-scale collection. That's the first video from 3 years ago. And I've got everything that I had at that time on the table. And this video is showing you everything that I've purchased since that video. All right, I hope you all have a great 4th of July weekend, a safe one. Enjoy your trains. I'm going to be looking for your videos on YouTube and enjoying your videos, enjoying them. So have fun. Oh, by the way, the best guy on eBay to buy New York City subway sets from is called Subway_Depot. Subway_D as in David, E as in Evelyn, P as in Peter, O as in Oscar, T as in Transit. That guy, his prices are unbelievably low. He's fair. He ships right away. He's a good guy to do business with. Subway Depot. I wish I could remember who sold me the M7 Metro-North, because they were good too. I had a problem with the locomotive. I sent it back to them. No problem. They sent me a replacement. But I don't remember their name, and I'd like to give them credit. If ever I got to dig up the receipt. What I'll do is just edit the video and put their name in there. In any event, folks, you take care, be safe, and enjoy your subway sets.